Hello, everybody. Mark Little here, funding the cause. We got a very special, exciting fundraising podcast episode. We've got Tricia Bethel with us, and she's the adult crew leader of Venture Crew 120. So, Tricia, why don't you kick it off? Introduce yourself, and then introduce the team that we have here with us, and about the overall everybody that's including on this venture that you guys are wanting to raise funds for.
Mark, my name is Tricia Bethel, as you already mentioned. I'm the adult crew advisor leader of Crew 120. We're a group of 10 youth and 4 adults setting on a trek this summer, a 10-day backpacking adventure in New Mexico at the Philmont Scout Ranch.
Mm.
With me today, I have Dustin Hedgepath, Alex Arnsdorf, and Ashlyn Rusk, who will be attending. I went on this same trek 3 years ago and had just the most amazing time that I wanted to share it with some other adult leaders and youth. My daughter will be one of them. She's not with us on this today, but they've heard stories over and over again about the amazing adventure I had, and I wanted to be able to share that with them. There's something special about the Philmont Scout Ranch and getting out into nature and literally cutting off of everything and having everything you need on your back.
Yeah.
And we've actually gone out on some treks recently. Most recently went to the Appalachian Trail and met some really, really interesting people and had some great moments. It was pouring down rain and then freezing cold, and we survived through it all. But I'd love to hear, as you probably want to too, why each of these youth want to do this with me, and have their own adventures. So we'll start with Dustin.
Hi, my name is Dustin, and originally I didn't ever plan on going to Philmont because my brother talked about it, but I didn't really know what it was until my buddy Alex came up to me during a week of Polaris, and he was like, "Hey, Dustin, you want to go to Philmont? Because I need an 18-year-old male to camp with." And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And I talked to my eldest brother about it. His name's also Alex, funny enough. And he went to Philmont a couple of times, and he told me, "Yeah, it's a great experience. You have to go." And I was like, "Oh, well, let me see what this is about." So, I just kind of want to go hang out with, all my friends, and I just hear it's a really great time. And, I've never been to New Mexico, so that's going to be pretty cool. Very much looking forward to it.
That is awesome. All right, who we have next, Tricia?
Alex.
Well, funny story. Originally, I never thought I'd go to Philmont either, but we were going back from a Order of the Arrow event 2 years ago now, and she was like, "Hey, you want to come?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" And then I didn't think much of it until sometime last year, and she was like, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we're still doing that." And I was like, "Oh." You can't see I'm doing a double bicep move.
I see it. I see your guns. I see those guns popping up, ripping through that shirt. That's awesome, Alex. And
Yeah,
Tricia,
and then
And Ashlyn, from the very start, same with Dustin too. Their parents literally said, "You've got to come up with the money yourself." So Ashlyn has done some and got some really great, amazing stories to tell about some of the things that she's received as well. But Ashlyn, tell us why you want to do this and what you've done to create the money and the funding in order to do it.
So I've always wanted to go to at least one high adventure camp. I wanted to go to Sea Base a few years ago with my troop, but I wasn't able to. So this was kind of like a second opportunity for me to be able to do that. And my grandpa has always gone backpacking all the time, and it's been like a family thing. So I've just always wanted to get this opportunity to do this.
Awesome. Well, Tricia, you have been on the trek, correct?
I have.
All right. What would you like to share with everybody that all these youngsters get to look forward to? What's the big takeaway for you and your experience going there?
Like I said earlier, it's literally cutting off from everything that you see and do on a daily basis and really getting to enjoy nature. Literally, you think New Mexico, you think it's all sand and desert and that kind of terrain, but there's actually, it's right on the coast of Colorado. So you're on one end, one side you're in desert and dry, and on the other side it's lush and green. And then just seeing the difference in the altitude, that once you get up to the height of the aspen trees, because they don't grow underneath a certain altitude, and I don't remember what it was, but getting up into the aspen trees was really, really neat. And then also coming up through, on one of the sides, there had been heavy storms that had come through in the last few months, and tree trunks were toppled over like matchsticks. But to realize this camp has nearly 25,000 people go through it on an annual basis, but you wouldn't know it because it's pristine. Because we are going to a Boy Scout Ranch that is only open typically to Boy Scouts and Boy Scout crews and groups. And because of that, Boy Scouts are all about leaving no trace and treading lightly and making sure that we're keeping nature as pristine as possible. So just seeing that, I remember the story that I tell when I came back from Philmont and being literally with everything I needed on my back for 10 days, going into Walmart to pick up a light bulb, and I got overstimulated.
I can only imagine. Seriously. Yeah.
Just to pick up a light bulb. Like there were 50 different choices in the row, and I had to leave because I had just gone back to simple life of, get up, go for a walk, go enjoy. And one of the things too, this trek isn't just going to be literally, let's walk 100 miles. We're going to hike somewhere and enjoy horseback riding. Then there's another staff camp, and we get to go rock climbing on a real rock face and down rappelling the other side. Those kinds of things, those different adventures that kids don't get to do these days unless they're in those environments, and pushing them to their limits. And I think that's one thing Dustin said during our last trip was, I'm glad that we stayed an extra night. We could have left because the weather was bad, but we stayed another night. And what did you say, Dustin?
If we were to leave the first night, we would have been like, oh, this backpacking trip sucked. And we would have, only had bad memories. But, we stayed the night. We all had fun because eventually the rain did die down. We all had fun. We were all laughing. I got many good videos and photos of all of us. And then we stayed, and I was like, you know what, guys? Now we can say that this backpacking trip didn't suck because we all kind of had fun.
We left on a good note, and we met some amazing people.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Let me close this out. And I want to first start off by saying I'm proud of each and every one of you. I think it's fantastic. And I'm going to call out anybody that's watching this, especially the older people, always busting the chops of young people, right? Always talking about all they do is sit around, play video games. They don't have any ambition. Look, this is something that every young person as well as adult needs to do, is to get away from all the technology. And I'm proud of each and every one of these young people that's taken the initiative to put it down and go and just take what's on your back. That's old school stuff, and I love it. So what makes this so special is you're not just being asked to give money. I know that life is tough. Life can be hectic. We can just go to the grocery store and fill up our car and be like, good Lord, where'd the money go? So what's cool is all you're being asked to is buy something that you already need and use, and that's quality luxury bed sheets. And we've got plenty of colors to choose from. They are very quality luxury sheets. You can see here, if you're watching the video, on their storefront, there you're at the storefront. All you got to do is click and order, pick your color, pick your size. If it's ordered before 2:00 Eastern time, it is shipped out of our warehouse in Ball Ground, Georgia. So you'll get them very quickly. So just participate and support this cause. Send these young people to go experience an awesome thing in their life that they'll forever look back on and be glad that they did. And I would love to have been able to do this when I was younger. And I guess they could say, hey, come now, old man, but I'll leave it to the young people.
We'll get you to come with us.
Exactly. But really, thanks, you guys. We're proud to be a part of this. So anybody that wants to support and order, please do so, and let's send them on. And maybe we can come back and have a follow-up success story if you guys want to do that.
After our adventure, it'd be great.
All right. Well, guys, we'll see you later. And Alex, give me the pose. There you go. There you go. Ashlyn, Alex, Dustin, Tricia, you guys have a wonderful evening. And until next time, we'll see everybody later. And y'all have a fantastic, successful fundraising and enjoy your trip.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye-bye.